All right. Well, welcome to the Three is Strong webinar. Profit meets purpose, why Three is Strong Spirits is the right fit for your portfolio. We've got co-founders Sam Pearce and Dave McConnell here to talk about why Three is Strong Spirits does things the way that we do things. Essentially, why doing things the right way is more important than doing things the easy way. So Sam, let's start off with you. What does profit meets purpose mean to you in terms of Three is Strong Spirits?
Well, I think you summarized it well. I think us being we don't take the easy way out. We like to take the time to distill our spirits and ferment them for a longer time, and really take our time with the spirits, and rather than rush them through the fermentation, do it, with a thoughtfulness that takes time and takes effort. I think it's something that eventually ends up being coming out the right way when you get to the end product. But it is something that, it's not the way that a big industrial provider may do otherwise. And we're okay with that. We think it bears out in the quality, and it's something that we really want to be doing to make sure that we're doing it the right way.
Yeah, and for me, I think the purpose part of the equation, I mean, obviously, we are a for-profit business, but we think that it does make good business sense to do things the right way. And purpose for us, it starts with community. It's really baked into who we are, starting with our name. It's from an old rum punch recipe, one of sour, two of sweet, three of strong, and four of weak. And so we really wanted to call out gathering people together around the virtual punch bowl. Um, Rachel helped us develop a program that we're really proud of called the Community Spirits Program. We partner with local NGOs doing good in Portland and in Maine more generally, and each month donate a portion of the profits from the tasting room to what those folks are about. But it also extends to how we treat the people who work here, and generally our approach to business. Sustainability is a huge piece of it for us. And I guess when we say sustainability, I'll maybe pitch the ball over to Sam, so to speak, because of Sam's background is from ESG. So, what does sustainability mean to you, Sam?
Yeah,
How's
well,
that for getting me
thank
off
you.
the hook for talking more?
I think the um, really what we view is sustainability is a more of a ongoing desire and ongoing effort to always try and do better, and that involves both us, as you said, with our internal stakeholders and our external. When I before we started slinging rum, I was incorporating environmental, social, and governance information into the investment process. And by doing that, one of the things I really loved about coming of doing this with you, Dave, was the idea that we could really put into practice some of the things we saw in the space. So there are things we do that small businesses honestly probably shouldn't do for fiscal reasons, but we do them anyways because we think they're the right way to do it. One of the favorites for us is that we pay 100% of the healthcare premiums for our team. I think it's something that really can add value to everyone, and really, while you're small, you can't do a ton of benefits, but it is something that you can do and do well. And again, it's one of those things that we think that sustainability is a better way of doing business, but it's also something that will, not only work for us as a business, but also work for our team. And we think it's a competitive advantage. We think that, us being able to hire and retain staff's a really important part of the business, and we've got great people that work with us now. And I think part of that has to do with who we are, and the fact that we aren't just saying we're doing things, but we're actually doing
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, so much of really any business, the success comes, you can have, the greatest idea in the world, you can have the greatest product, but if you don't have the people to make the product, to get it out into the world, to tell people about it, then it kind of doesn't matter. And so we've been able to, I think, as you said, Sam, identify and hire and retain a really fantastic group of people in large part because of offering, a benefit like our health insurance plan. I think similarly, when you think about the ingredients that we use. It's a lot cheaper to buy, if we bought molasses or, sugar that was not organic, for sure. But we think that, in this moment, it's important to buy, the greenest product that we possibly can.
So we've touched on sustainability. What are some of the other kind of core values of Three of Strong that fit into kind of this profit and purpose paradigm?
I'll just jump in. I think intentionality is a really important part of one of our core values in terms of purpose too, in that sense. Um, so, I think that every step of the way, what we're trying to do is think about what's the best possible product that we could make? What's the best way that we can take that really good product and get it to people? One example is, and I know that when Graham is on with next week's webinar, you'll be talking more about this, but I think using, for example, the yeast that we use that takes far longer than a turbo yeast to do the distillation, but the result is magic. The layers of flavor, the more delicate aromas that you capture with that longer, slower, cooler fermentation. So I think intentionality is another piece of purpose to me.
And actually, when you think of if you think of sustainability as a direction rather than a destination, you pick things up as you go. I have a great friend who runs a yerba mate company out of California, and they do a lot of things that are great for the environment, including the fact that their entire fleet of delivery vehicles are electric. That's the type of activity that, honestly, we were very happy to be able to replicate. To have our first company vehicle was a Lightning, an electric Lightning, which has been fantastic. It really, again, it's just doing the things that you do, doing them in a way that is thoughtful and approach. And again, because it isn't just trying to get to, collapse over the finish line, you're always going to be moving forward. And it's nice that every decision we make, if you think of it, when you come back to when you're strategically deciding what to do, you're basically looking at this as if you were a mission-based organization where every decision we make has to tie back to the mission, and so that we can be sustainable, do it the right way. That becomes a core value, and that's something that I think successful sustainable companies have done is to basically make sure that that is always the touchstone when you make big decisions.
Yep. I think one other piece that's an important part of our value set is following through on our promises. So I think, it's really easy to promise the world to everyone, but I think that we try to live by like if I say I'm going to do something, this is us as Three of Strong Spirits, then we're gonna deliver on that promise. And that resonates with people. And honestly, that has been, I think, a huge part of the traction that we've seen in dealing with people out in the world is that follow through that we've shown. We make a promise, we deliver on the promise.
Yeah, and the benefit of, the other thing, again, we do this, sounds like we're doing these things all because they're the right thing to do, and we believe they are, but they also have financial and market implications for us. The fact that we have our ready to drink canned cocktails are all natural, and that we did that on purpose, that is something that has been very attractive to Whole Foods, as us being in it, and then that has the added benefit of when we tell people that Whole Foods is one of our biggest buyers of product, then that also tells the market that they're doing things the right way. So it has a nice add-on effect. And actually, another really fun example of where we are and why sustainability matters to us came about when we went through the process of creating the rated drinks. Every single person in the company went through a multi-stage process of tasting the different flavors as we tried to put them together, get the right thing. And it was really a very proud moment for me as a business owner when we got to a point after roughly 20 different versions of one of the flavors that we got to a point that everyone said, this is good and it would be successful, but it's not quite as good as what we would like to represent Three of Strong in the marketplace. So we went through another 6 versions. But the fact that we didn't settle and just go with the one that after 20 versions was okay enough, the fact that we went ahead and made it our own and made it that next level up, I think that's a great story of what that commitment to quality and commitment to sustainability really means.
And those
Yeah,
two flavors are also the highest award winning.
yeah, yeah, that's right. And so you see the payoff from that, right? And so that's where I think it loops back to like we want to do things the right way. We weren't going to put that product into a package with our name on it if it wasn't as good as we could make it. But the payoff, Rachel, you're exactly right. It comes with the awards that we've received. Our hibiscus lime rum punch just won Best of Show. In its class in the New York Spirits competition. And, it's also resonating in the marketplace too. Let's face it, there are a lot of ready to drink cocktails in the world, and not all of them are good. And
Sam,
when
what's your favorite line from when people try the mojito?
Yeah, people have a very visceral reaction to it's sort of like the old Pepsi challenge. They have a taste and they turn their head and they look at you and they go, "Hey, that's really good." You don't get that every day.
Actually, really good.
actually good, yeah.
I'm shocked. It's actually good.
All right, let's see. How do you think our community programs, you mentioned community spirits, but we also do the Friends of Acadia donation from every bottle sold of Acadian or Oaked Acadian. We often donate our space to other organizations looking to throw a fundraiser. How do you think those practices fit into our business model?
Well, speaking of what I said before about really thinking of sustainability as multifactorial. I think the one thing that's really exciting about it is that, we do have so many different ways we can influence our community, and community is really central key. And when I talk about the mission of the organization, I think that, having community be such an important part means that there's a lot of different ways that you can approach it. And we've really enjoyed being able to be a location where people could meet and talk through a mission, and really be in a position to enjoy our space, but also we could provide a service by doing it. I will say one of our proudest moments in our early days was going, right as COVID was still ramping. We worked with our local breweries that had product that they weren't going to be able to put out in the market. They weren't going to be able to sell. We distilled that down to make low wines, which eventually became sanitizer used in the main hospital system. So that's really something that's the type of thing that you get a lot of enjoyment as a team knowing. And when we got a call that May that the hospitals had caught up on supply and were now fully staffed, and that wasn't needed anymore, what a great benefit that was.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I think we've certainly had those moments along the way, where, like, the when COVID was not in our business plan, but you have those moments and you think, oh wow, okay, what do we do now? And I think having a core sense of value, of mission, of who we are, that has been just such an incredible touchstone for us to help keep us moving forward. You keep that in mind, and good things are going to happen.
And this all really circles back to, why should someone care about investing in a small rum business in Maine? The fact of the matter is, you should care because for multi reasons, because the craft production is really from the heart. It is something that is doing a product better than it's being done for more people, and really elevating the entire space of what rum can be, is certainly with what people think it can be. It's also something that, why support a business like ours? Because we're trying to make that impact in the community. So the more sales we have, the more we can do in our community. And the community is a series of concentric circles. We're always going to do first internally, do what we can, but then work with our neighbors, work with our partners, work with our vendors, and try and move the ball further afield and make a difference in doing it. So when people ask me about where does my money go, where does my investment go, it goes to all of that. It's a big part of our being able to have a bigger footprint than we should as a company, given just our revenue base, but really gives us a chance to be an amplifier of that investment and create good with it.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's a good time to point out there's only about 2 weeks left in this raise. And we're excited about the momentum that we've had just over this past weekend in the raise, starting to accelerate. As Sam said, I mean, this money goes to amplify what we're doing to spread that distribution footprint. We've got a national direct-to-consumer platform now for sales, and we're also spreading out of New England on the ground. And we've already started off very strong for the year. We're up over 50% with our ready to drink so far through January, the end of January, and just really excited about the upside potential for 3 Strong. Would love to have as many of you join us as we can.
Excellent. Sounds like a good note to end on.
Yeah.
Thanks, to all who attended. We're going to be having another one of these in a couple weeks, or sorry, next week. So stay tuned. It's going to be next Thursday on the 20th, and I probably won't be there because we're going to have the one, the only master distiller Graham Hamblett join these two for some fun discussions about the future of craft rum. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
So long, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.